After hanging a little bit at Hinbas Depot on a Sunday, we have started our walk towards the center of the town. We will mainly visit the Armenian Street, Chulia Street, Carnarvon Street, but now we are making our way from Hinbas Depot to China House. And we just wanted to shoot a video of the traditional historic heritage houses of Georgetown, which are known as shop houses, and they are very, very beautiful. Some of them are renovated, some of them are old. So they are actually two-story heritage buildings which were built by the Chinese immigrants here, and they have a long history. Some of them are under the protection of Unesco, some of them are still being used as shops or houses. In the past they were designed as shops on the ground floor and houses on the upper floor, and now today Georgetown is a very touristic place, so most of them act like hotels or cafes, but this street here, I think is called Hearst Grave. They are mostly houses and they are being occupied by local families of Georgetown. But we couldn't resist walking in the heat without a coffee. Iced coffee here is actually we're getting an iced tea, but it's a traditional brewed tea with milk, but condensed milk. Yes, so it's takeaway. We already have it. So now we are ready to walk 1.5 kilometers to China House. We are at the intersection of Lebu Aceh and Lebu Canon, and here is the first wall art of Lebu Canon, which is a butterfly and a cat, but a car parked there already. So it's just at the entrance. So sitting on a wall having some iced tea, local iced tea. We are exploring the murals of Georgetown, the street art. One of the best places to experience street art in Georgetown is Lebu Canon and Lebu Aceh. So we are in Lebu Canon now. Lebu Canon, these 4 or 5 street arts are here. So this is the girl with a cowboy hat, and in the past I hear that this was a little bit different, but today it's standing on a sink, so it looks beautiful. And this is one of the cat themed ones. This is the cat looking out from the blue window, so it's just in a small lane, a back lane, right from Lebu Canon. When you enter it from Lebu Aceh side, it's on the right, and there is this 4 kittens looking out of the green window, which is also a famous one. So street art in Georgetown is very famous now. By the way, you see these ketupat themed Hari Raya installments here. So one of the most famous Georgetown street art is this children reaching out for the hole in the wall. In the past there was a small chair underneath the child, so it was a 3D piece. Now the chair is gone, but still we remember how it was. This is one of the original series of the Lithuanian artist from the original 12 murals. So now we will continue our way on Lebu Canon, because there is a cat on the swing, by the way, here across the street, which is a famous one as well. So Georgetown in Penang, Malaysia is a very historic place. It's actually my PhD topic. Its historic town center has a very long history, and they were declared a UNESCO heritage site in 2008, I think, together with Malacca, because they have this commercial past of the Chinese immigrants, they have the Indian culture, the Portuguese came here, the English came here, the Dutch came here. They all brought something, and so this was like a mosaic of cultures, as we like to say in our own language. So there are many places to see here, but we have been here for the first time in 2015, but before that, during 2008 or 9, Georgetown, like most historic towns that don't receive very much attention, it was decaying, and it was in a bad situation, no tourists. So the mayor at that time decided to start a project, a street art project, to seek attention and bring business, tourists, and money flowing in here. So he had this idea of wall arts. There was this Lithuanian artist who painted some street art according to the culture of Georgetown, and they had these 3D elements in the street art, so people could interact with the 2D pictures, and they could take pictures. Instagram was not big at that moment, but still it's caught a lot of fame, it caught a lot of attention, and I heard that a newspaper in UK named one of the street art here one of the best street arts in the world, the Children on the Bicycle, the famous one. We're also going to see that one. And I think they made these murals in 2012. At the same year, another artist started doing a 12 mural set here with cats. There was a cat theme, so there started to be a tradition here in Georgetown, and today we are exploring those street arts. The best streets to explore them are Lebu Canon, Lebu Aceh, and the most important one of them is the Lebu Armenian, which we are now going to turn to and see the most famous ones. The first mural in Lebu Armenian is the magician who is playing his tricks with 3 children. It's painted on a metal door of a shop. So sometimes if the shop is open, maybe you won't see the mural, but if not, it's all here for you. It's a bit scary, I think, but still looks very nice.
This is one of the most known murals here in the island. And these girls, one of them is Malay, one of them is Chinese, and one of them the Indian. So it resembles the harmony of the racial harmony in Penang. And the next one, one of the well-known murals in the island is the guy teaches Hokkien, because Hokkien is most prominent language, Chinese dialect in the island.
And
So
the locals love it when you learn a little bit Hokkien. So the weather started turning rainy. We are walking on Lebu Armenian, going down to the most famous ones. The rain is, I think, started, but we are denying it. So this is the cat chasing a mouse inside 3 colorful balls. So this is again on Lebu Armenian in a small back lane, one of the cat-themed ones, I think. And now we will continue our way on Lebu Armenian towards the 2 children on a bicycle, which is the most famous one. Sometimes there's a queue in front of that, but today it's a little bit rainy, so maybe we're gonna get lucky. So this is one of the most famous ones, the most famous one actually, Children on a Bicycle. So as always, there's a queue here, and there's a place where you can sit like this. You're gonna see it now. You can sit behind the children and act like you're going with them. See, people are having a picture with it. It's, I think, very famous on the Instagram of the photos from Georgetown Penang. So it's at the end of Armenian Street. See, you can interact with the picture on the wall if you sit on the bench there. In the past, I think there was one behind the child there, so you can sit behind the bicycle, but today it's gone already. Last time when we were in Georgetown, we were street art hunting, but the rain and storm had come upon us. So dramatic.
Upon everyone.
Yes, like upon all Georgetown. And so we are continuing our street art hunting today. We are now in the beginning of Beach Street, at the beginning of Beach Street, in a beautiful park with these lanterns that are made by children, I think.
I think 3 years ago they were doing that.
And they light them up at night. It looks really nice. It's kind of a street art if you wanna try, especially at night time. They look beautiful. And now we will make our way back to Armenian Street. From there we will
Actually,
go to
just
Thailand.
before the pandemics, there was a hot air balloon festival here in Penang. This was a workshop back then.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yes,
we
I
were
remember.
here.
We have a photo here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Those
let's
were the days.
go back to street art hunting in Armenian Street. So we accidentally found this one. It wasn't in the plan, but this is at the beginning of Lorong Ikan near Beach Street. So it's a beautiful wall art. Can be one of the new ones. So if you see, the scale is very big, almost the whole facade of one shop house. Gokay is running for a photo. The scale, okay. While making our way to Armenian Street from the back alleys, we are passing by amazing, beautiful heritage streets lined with historical buildings, with ginger trees and palm trees, and even some authentic tea houses in between. So it's a pleasure to walk around Georgetown every time. At the intersection of Lorong Tou Aka with Beach Street, there are two mural arts. One of them is the ice cream cone with flowers on it, and the other one is a more famous one with the girl playing with numbers here. So this one is the most famous Wall Street art in Georgetown, which is called The Two Children on a Bicycle. In the past, you could have sit at the back of the bicycle, but today it's not possible. You can sit at the bench there just to be a part of the scene. And this is where the most lively part of Lebu Armenian is, the Armenian Street. So the other day it was so rainy, but today is sunny, so we are lucky. As you can see, there is always a line of people who are waiting to take a picture. There is the corner with the chendol cart, and there is also the famous moache cart here. The famous Penang moache, which is kind of sweet, done with rice cake with peanuts, and the famous chendol place, but to be honest, it's not the best. Right after you cross the intersection of Beach Street of Armenian Street, there is a temple that we love, which is called Che Kongsi Temple, and It's one of our favorites, and there is a bonus mural art inside here. Actually, I have never seen this temple open, but it is an amazing place to see. And there is a beautiful wall art here, one of our favorites actually. No one states this as the street art in Georgetown, but this is a bonus one, which is in a secret place somehow. Wow, can you see how amazing this building is? So we arrived to Lorong Lebu Ake, which is starting with some ugly graffitis in my opinion. And there is this famous "I hate street art photos" sign. And now there is one which is very famous, which is from the first era of Georgetown street murals, which is called "The Boy on the Motorcycle." So you can pose with this one by sitting behind him.
The motorcycle
so you can go.
Missing so many parts.
Maybe you can demonstrate the pose for us.
Yes.
Hadi ama. Hadi. Gokay is no problem demonstrating the pose. So now he's doing it right, demonstrating like this. And just across the street, there is this Malaysian football player with number 27, which is also a famous one. There is a renewed street, just a small street where you can turn from Lebu Ake, and they just renovated the street newly. But there is an old one here, which is a famous mural of Bruce Lee kicking a cat. As you can see, the cat is flying, of course, because Bruce Lee is so powerful. But it has already faded, and this is kind of the point of the street art here in Georgetown. Actually, almost anywhere in the world, they are fading away and they are temporary. So that's what the beauty is about them. You can catch them, and the Georgetown authorities also recognize this, and they just leave them as they are, and then have new ones once in a while. So it's always changing, ever evolving trip. Whenever we come to Georgetown, we find something new, and we just see the old ones fading away. I think it's a nice evolution. One of the most well-known ones of the street art in Georgetown is the children on a bicycle. Not bicycle, children on a swing. So here they are. Most people are, wow, getting a picture here. And we found a beautiful cafe, I think, to hang out. Okay, now I will demonstrate the picture for you. But there's also a new one here. This is pretty common. We also have these in Kuala Lumpur. So susu soya means soy milk. Susu means milk, and asli means without sugar, and segar means with sugar. So this is a soy milk seller stall, and you can, I think, sit there to take the picture. So these interactive pictures are amazing. If only Gokay had a soy milk right now.